Good morning.
Good morning, Maame.
I am here, ladies and gentlemen, with the man, the legend, Martin Verdonk.
And the legend, the myth. David Hasselhoff. No.
He's no myth, he's right here. Touch him. It is my great honor to interview you this morning.
You're welcome.
And I'm just going to ask you a few questions and get to know you even more. I have the privilege of having you as a musician in my band, which for me is amazing. But listen, it's crazy when I look up who you are online. You play with all the greats. Some of you may have heard of, Prince, Donna Summer, or there are people in this world that when you hear their name, you go, okay, that's quality, that's top quality. And you're mentioned in the same breath as those people. So, there's this really fun game called 6 Degrees of Separation. Have you heard of it?
No.
There's a theory that...
oh, yeah, sure.
You know?
Yeah. If you, just there's like 6 people in between you and Michael Jackson.
That's right.
Whatever.
Yeah. So you're going to be like my, in Dutch we'd say troefkaart. You're going to be my magic card. I'm just going to say Martin, and I'm right there with anyone in the world, because you know everyone. So I know you went to high school in Arnhem.
Yeah.
And can you tell us a little bit about your journey after that?
Well, actually, I started to play when I was percussion. Played percussion when I was almost 19 years old, and I was still in high school, and I was supposed to go and study law. Law, yeah.
Okay.
And
that's different.
that's another career move. And but when I started to play percussion at school, it hit me like lightning.
Yeah. Did you ever feel that way about law?
No. Actually, it was more like my parents. They wanted me to study, and if you study law, you always education, whatever. Your future is settled. But no, I got struck by lightning, and percussion. That's it. I mean, so after I first started to play, like half year later, I had to make a decision for myself. Either go to the university and study law, or pursue my dream, becoming a percussionist, professional percussionist. So I went to my parents and I told them, I don't want to study law. I want to be a percussionist.
What did they say?
Well, that was a shock, of course. They were not amused, especially my mom. My mom didn't like it at all. But my dad, my dad was funny because he went to school until, he was 12 years old. And after that, he started to work. So his philosophy, was like, do whatever you want to do, but if you want to do something, then you have to go all the way. So basically, they gave me like a sabbatical. And after 6 months, my dad, started a conversation, and he said, well, do you know what you want to do? I said, well, I want to be a percussionist. And then my dad said, well, if you really want to go that way, you have to go all the way. And, I can still hear him saying it up to today, it was so present. So, for me, there was no way back. So, I put all my effort, all my energy into music, and here I am.
And you never stopped doing it?
I never stopped doing it. Yeah, I never did anything else in my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And of course, luckily I had the talent, but I also worked really hard to achieve what I have achieved.
Yes.
And of course, you need a little bit luck, to be on the right spot in the right time, meet the right people, But even if you meet the right people, if you're not talented, then they will never ask you for a second time. You know. So
They'll ask you once.
they only ask you once because maybe they're curious or whatever, you know, and
Yeah.
then and that's it. Then it ends there. But yeah, and you know the funny thing is, after 38 years playing, I'm still studying. I still feel that I have the same drive of becoming like a better musician,
Yeah.
even better. You know, I'm still practicing and I'm still trying to develop myself and you know, yeah.
Do you think you'll ever be done?
No, never. No, never. It's also something that has to I mean, I can play on my routine,
Yes.
you know, like automatic pilot,
Yes.
more or less. But no, that's something that's not in me.
No.
That's not me, you know.
No.
And I don't think that you can stay on the level of playing that I am in the music business
Yes.
if you go on automatic pilot, you know.
No.
You have to be focused and you have to go all the way. Yeah. Especially now, like now, the younger generation, you know, with all the YouTube and whatever. I mean, I see kids 16, 17, 18 years old and they play like they're monsters. It's amazing.
Already at that
already at that age.
Wow.
I mean, I was still playing with dolls when I was 17, you know. So no, you have to stay there. And of course, like the older musicians, they have more experience than the younger guys. But the skills that those young cats have, it's amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. So I still have the energy and the drive to stay there,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So you heard it here, young folks.
Yeah.
Keep
Keep
practicing
practicing, yeah.
And go
Never-
100%.
Yeah, if it's your passion, whatever instrument or whatever work that you do,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a musician or whatever, you know, field you are in, you know, passion, you know, be passionate. That's very, very important. Keep it alive.
Yeah. I would say everyone that is excellent in the craft
Yeah.
has that mentality.
Yeah, keep it alive because otherwise.
So when you were a kid, who inspired you?
Actually, when I was a kid, because I only started to play when I was almost 19, but before that, I never played an instrument, but I was a music lover,
Yes.
but passive.
Yes.
You know, I listened to the radio a lot, records, whatever.
Did you have like a favorite band?
Well, Santana was one of my favorite bands, but you know, my taste of music is very, very versatile. You know, like the Beatles, the Stones, but also Led Zeppelin and also Mahavishnu Orchestra, you know, like this heavy jazz rock.
That's interesting because when I look you up to see what I can
Yeah.
ask you today, I can't help but think there are so many different types of bands and
Yeah.
musicians that you play with and have
Yeah.
played with. So that's a reflection of maybe.
Yeah, and you know, and that's also that's one of the, because I'm a freelancer,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the nicest things I think about my work is the diversity.
Yes.
Because one day you're playing with some you know, I did a session for Vandenberg Moon Kings, which is like 80s rock, like Whitesnake kind of music. You know, the guitar player Adrian Vandenberg. And the next day I'm in the studio with some country singer.
Wow.
And then the next day I have a gig with a jazz combo. You know, so that's what I really like. And also when I used to listen to music a lot before I started to play, I had a lot of different music in my record collection. Because I just you know, I love music. The only thing that I never liked is classical music.
Okay.
For some reason, it doesn't.
You don't feel it.
I don't feel it.
Yeah.
No. There's a difference though, because if you go to a classical concert and you feel the vibration of the instruments, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to put on a record with classical music, I don't know.
You need to be there in the atmosphere.
I have to be there in the
vibe.
atmosphere. Yeah. But you know, I like blues. I like rock. I like fusion, whatever. Latin, of course, Latin jazz.
Excellent. Lucky for us. So this is just a side note. See, I'm dark. You can tell I'm not from here.
Yeah.
But you were not originally from Holland.
No. I was born in Curacao, in the Caribbean. My mother's from Curacao. And
So how do you get those beautiful light eyes?
my dad was from Holland, and he was like blonde hair and blue eyes.
There you go.
And actually, my grandmother was from the original inhabitants of the Antilles, from the Arawak Indians. And my mother was also she had 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and my mom was the lightest one of the family also.
Wow.
So I'm a mix.
You're a mix.
I'm a mix, a Dutch, Curacao, Arawak Indian.
Here's the mixes.
I'm a mix, yeah.
Nice. Okay, and you also have 3 beautiful girls.
Yeah, I have 3 daughters. Yeah.
So if you're speaking to them,
Yeah.
like what kind of life advice? I know I'm putting you on the spot right now.
No.
But if you had like a single piece of life advice that you
Yeah.
give to them, what would that be?
Well, you know, I will tell them exactly the same thing what my dad told me. You know, if you find something in life and you're really passionate about it, pursue your goals. You know, don't let anybody stop you, because there's nothing. Basically, there's almost nothing, which is, you know, what's not possible. You know, so, and I just wish them a happy life.
Yeah.
I mean, I will never push them into a certain direction, or you have to do this, or because of economic reasons.